I'm inside my car. The reason being is that the wind is playing havoc with the sound quality of the recordings, and so you might be able to hear me a bit better now. And that out there, it's the church that I'm going to on Sunday night, and it's before 6 p.m. and the service is going to start in about half an hour. And this will be the fourth service that I've been to this weekend. And when you get to know places, it's like anywhere, pubs or whatever, and there are cool places to be, and that's certainly the true with institutionalized religion. There's lots to do and lots to see, and church has the nicest people compared to pubs and sporting places. So this is Tim Hart's comments on the Bible, and I'm up to chapter 23 and verse 24. You blind guides, filtering out a gnat and gobbling down a camel. What does that mean? The way you pronounce gnat, G-N-A-T, is you pronounce it N-A-T, and you could imagine what a small gnat is. You could imagine it to be like a lice, but obviously a small thing, like a lice bug that could easily be digested, but a camel that can't be digested so easily. You would think that the Pharisees would be able to see through incredible healings, through Christ's teachings on Scripture, that his methods were the best way to go. And instead, the Pharisees pick on a very small issue and turn it into a massive issue. For example, Jesus was not allowed to heal on the Sabbath, and this is a classic pointing case of being, majoring on the minors is what the institutional church often refer to it as, where you're concentrating on a very small issue. One thing I've noticed about the court system in the West is that it's quite common to get an $800 fine, $1,000 fine for something like not voting. But if you were to get an $800 fine for anything from drug use, drug possession, drug selling, assault and battery, you name it, there's all manner of things. And so the small person gets the same fine as the career criminal. And here were the Pharisees, and they were deciding that nobody should be healed on the Sabbath because that's not for work, and clearly they were filtering a gnat and asking people to swallow a camel instead. This very day I was charged with an accusation that left me so harrowing most people would run a mile from the church system if it happened to them. If I wasn't used to getting harangued from pillar to post, and where you get accused of ridiculous offences that are so small a policeman wouldn't even get his pen out to begin writing. And it was so small that the person couldn't involve the leaders. He himself had to bring a personal accusation to me before I even entered the church. What's really funny is that they have no idea that I'm doing these videos because I haven't told anybody, but they would be offended just at me making videos on the church footpath, which is not their land, but it's still an offence. And yet these videos will be the building blocks of scripture for many people's lives. I honestly believe that these explanations of scripture will make a person's life exactly a house with a sure foundation where the winds blow and that storm will not blow that house down because of its sure foundations. So this semi-leader, not a deacon or an elder, just does religious works inside the church, was filtering a gnat, asking me to swallow a camel. Can't see the forest for the trees. And I'm not hurt or unforgiving in this situation. I must admit I wasn't able to sing any song inside the church. I was that hurt. The other persons involved looked at me with that funny look that you get, and that caused their friend to not be able to look at me, and that person told their friends, and suddenly I was not invited to Christmas lunch at their place, but that it got shifted to somewhere else. And then I got asked to bring food for myself as well as more food to share. And it suddenly sounded not like a Christmas lunch invitation, but it sounded like a caning. And what happens is that if you fall out of sorts with even the mildest of leaders, whether that be the Sunday school teacher or whoever, or somebody just who's more popular than you, that person will be believed, not yourself. Over and out. Bye.